Hey guys, what's up? It's Queenie here. Welcome back to my channel. It has been a moment. I wanted to come back and give you guys a 1-year update on my Microloc'Ds. Can you believe it? It feels like that. I feel like I just did it. And of course, life will really speed up when you get pregnant and have a baby. So it's just like flashed before my eyes, and now I'm here and I'm so excited. My hair has changed so much, and I'm just gonna answer some frequently asked questions while I liven up my hair. So the first question that I always get about my Microloc'Ds is the ends. My ends are loose and I have type 4 hair, so it's kind of like, why would you do that? But it's actually quite common. I won't say it's common, but it's possible depending on your curl type. You can leave your ends loose and it'll just be kind of like curls at the end or coils at the end. If your hair is very, very tight, zigzaggy, kind of like some of these that I have here. Actually, it's hard to see. You know, some curls are more zigzags like this. This piece, no matter how much I wet it, it's more of a zigzag curl. It doesn't really coil up. So if your hair is kind of like a really zigzaggy, tight 4C, you're not going to get much out of the loose ends, I'll be honest. It'll just look flat at the ends, or it'll look really puffy when you put water in it. So it's not always necessary to have loose ends, but I did it because the top of my hair is very curly. The back is also very curly. It's just a side that I have more of the zigzag pattern, so you don't really see much anyways. So yeah, my ends are loose just for the style of it. It's not waiting to be locked or anything. That's just what I want it to look like. So when I put my hair into a ponytail or a puff and I put water in it, it looks like an afro. The next question I always get when people see my journey from the beginning is, did I relax my hair or cut my hair before I locked it? I did not cut my hair. My hair is just shrinking. When you lock your hair, it shrinks. Like your curls curl up after a while, and then when it's growing, it kind of bunches up to make the locks more like tight, basically. I don't know if that makes sense, but it bunches. So my hair is shrinking. It's not, I didn't cut it. And I didn't do it on relaxed hair. I did it on blown out hair. And then after months, after washing and everything, it just shrinks. Another question I always get is, how many locks do I have? I have 410. I started with 411. I combined some, but there's still 2. But I lost one in my front. I'm dealing with postpartum shedding right now, so my edges are like crazy, but it is getting better. Another question I get is about pricing. I get lots of questions about pricing. I can't answer those. You have to do consultations with a loctician in your area, and then you can see how much it's going to cost, because everyone, everywhere, every hair type, every length is a different price. That's all I can say. Another question I always get is, how frequently do I wash my hair? Honestly, it depends on the situation, the week, the month. I have no routine for hair washing. Another question I always get is, how long did this take to install? If you remember when I did my first video, this took almost 12 hours. I started with 12 inches of natural hair, and it was done in twists. We started with twists, and then slowly the roots were interlocked as it grew. So now you can see it's all not twisted anymore. Some parts are still twisted, but most of it is pretty. Because I want to keep my style very low tension, I'm not really tying it very tight. Yeah, just going around it once, and then gonna spread it out. Another popular question is this removable? Not really, if I'm being completely honest. You know, nothing is permanent. You can always get rid of something depending how hard you want to work, and that's the same for these locks. If you really don't want to cut your hair, you can sit there and comb out each single lock. You can. It'll take weeks, maybe months, but people do it. People do it. They take their time, they comb it out, but you will have a lot of hair loss, but you will probably have more hair than if you were to just cut it off, obviously. So you can comb it out, but most people don't. They just cut their hair and grow it back. Like, I don't think I'd have the patience to sit there. Even just taking out one of these, combing them out, takes a really long time. Technically, yes, they are removable, but is it recommended? I wouldn't recommend it. I don't have time for that. I would just say, if this is something you want to do, do it because you want to keep it for a long time. And if you don't like it, be prepared to cut your hair. This is something you want to do when you're actually ready, because it's not cheap to install and it takes hours to install. So don't just do it because you're kind of thinking about it. Be sure about it. And even if you're not sure, once you do it, just commit to it. Commit to it and like stick it out and see how your hair becomes within a year. It cannot be, I promise you it's not that bad. Just let your hair do its thing. You really have to trust the process. This is like a physical, like, this is a physical commitment, but it's also like a mental one too, because you really just have to enjoy your hair at every stage. And there comes a point where you can't always put a wig on top. Your wig might not look nice. You can't put braids on top because your roots are too weak. There's just times where you're just gonna have to love what's on your head and feel good about yourself. So if you're ready to commit to that, then I would 100% recommend it. I would not go into this thinking that you want to undo it or have the option to undo it. I definitely wanted the option to undo it. But once I went to that first interlocking session and she looped the roots, you're not gonna catch me undoing this. If it was just single 2-strand twists, yes, you can sit down and take it out. So if within the first month you're like, I made a huge mistake, I want to take it out, then obviously you can. But otherwise, girl, you're kind of in this. You are kind of in this. The next question is, what products do I use? All I use in my hair is water, sometimes a leave-in conditioner, and oil for my scalp just to kind of freshen it up. Sometimes instead of oil, I'll use this like a shea butter mix that I have that's mixed with peppermint oil and other really good ingredients, and it really like tingles my scalp and it feels so nice. So I like anything tingly because it just, I don't know, it feels really good. But yeah, that's all I use, and gel on my edges. But even that's not every day. That's just once in a while. You know, when you have locks, the fuzziness in the front is all a part of the look. You don't always have to clean it up. It looks good regardless, in my opinion. Another question, my wash days kind of look a lot simpler now. My wash days consist of shampooing my roots, conditioning my ends, and rinsing it out. I don't do too much. All I do is make sure I clean my scalp, because if I don't, I can get a lot of buildup and a lot of flaking and a lot of dryness. So I really scrub my scalp and remove any product, any oils that's been sitting, and then I'm good for a while. And then the ends, I just try to keep them moisturized by conditioning and spraying water when I need. Would I say this is less maintenance than my loose natural hair? 100%, but it is more maintenance than traditional locks, which are locked all the way to the end, or traditional sister lock or Microloc'Ds, which are locked all the way to the end. Having loose ends gives you this in between of natural loose hair and Microloc'Ds, full Microloc'Ds. So this is a little bit more because I am taking care of these ends, because if I let them break off, it'll defeat the purpose of the length that I'm trying to grow. It'll be growing and breaking. So I need to maintain this so I can actually get the length with the ends. I want to get to here with my ends still intact. So that is kind of a hard task. You have to take care of your ends and you have to make sure they're not locking. You have to detangle, you have to moisturize. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to say is not a question, but this is just basically me maybe helping somebody if they're thinking about doing this. I will just say the best part about this journey is being able to love myself unconditionally. My self-love no longer lies in how put together my hair is, how neat it is, what wig it's in, what braids it's in, if the braids look good or if it's not. Like, I attached a lot of my external beauty to my hair for years, for my whole life. And now it's at the point where it's like, this is it. And this is all you're gonna get. You're gonna get it up, you're gonna get it down, you're gonna get it in 2 ponytails, you're gonna get it swoop-de-whoop to the side. It's kind of like girls who, you know, don't wear wigs or extensions and just work with their natural hair. I get it now. Like, you just learn to love yourself in a way that just really can't be changed. Whereas before, if I didn't like my hair, I could put a wig on top. If I didn't like my hair, I'd get some braids. If I wasn't feeling, you know, cute, I would just do a new style. Whereas now it's like, I don't feel cute, but let me just make this work until I feel it, or if I like it or whatever. And if I don't, hey, I'm going out anyways. And like, people are probably not analyzing me as hard as I think they are. Like, everybody is thinking about themselves. So it's really nice to have that freedom. That's why they say this gives you hair freedom. You just do what you want. I feel like Black women, we have so much pressure on us to make sure our hair looks a certain way, to fit in and to, you know, present ourselves a certain way, that it's like this bondage we don't even realize that we have. And I've been released, girl. I've been released. This is it. It's like, take it or leave it. This is what I am. If you don't like it, too bad. Like, you're gonna get this in a bun next week then. And I feel like that's how it is for every other woman in this world. They don't have to switch it up all the time because somebody else said so. And I know some girls obviously do it just because they like it. I used to love doing my hair for me because that's how I expressed myself. But there was also an underlying thing of, I want to look this way this week because of this reason. Whereas now it's like, I want to look this way this week because it matches my outfit a little bit better. And this is just what I have. I don't know, when you don't have the option, you learn to just love what it is. So if you're looking for a sign to do this, if you're looking for that freedom from your hair, thinking about it every day, doing it, trying to find your look, the style, lock your hair. Lock your hair. It'll just be you. After you lock it and you let your hair do its thing, what you have there is you, and it's like, you're gonna love it regardless, and I promise you, you're gonna look beautiful regardless. So if you're looking for a sign, this is your sign. I'm loving my journey, and I'm very happy that I did it. And I also love that these brands can't use me as a pawn. We don't overdo it with products over here. We don't. We do not need as much as they try to make us think we need. So I'm very happy to be out of that space and say I use water, conditioner, and oil, and shampoo. That's it. No more of this like excessive consumption of products. Let's leave that in 2022. So that's one thing that I'm really enjoying about it. And I make it clear to every brand that I work with that we're not overdoing it. So if it's not something I would normally use, don't talk to me about it. Yeah, I'm tired of the overconsumption. So anyways, this is your sign. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment down below any questions you have so I can answer them and maybe help you out in your process. Bye.